In today's world, we rush through life as if happiness were something waiting at the end of the road, a reward for doing, achieving, or owning more. Yet the faster we run, the further that peace seems to drift away. We fill our homes with things, but our hearts remain empty. We scroll endlessly, compare endlessly, and forget the stillness that once lived inside us. The Buddha taught that true peace cannot be found in possessions, status, or approval. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Those simple words hold a profound truth. What we seek has never been lost, only covered by noise, fear, and endless wanting. When we slow down, breathe, and look inward, we begin to remember. Beneath the layers of worry and desire lies a quiet light, gentle, steady, and eternal. It is the same light that guided the Buddha to enlightenment, and it still shines in each of us today. In this journey, we will uncover 5 timeless Buddhist secrets, 5 gentle truths that can bring healing to the heart and clarity to the mind, guiding us back home to the peaceful center we have always carried within. Secret number 1. The law of impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes, every breath we take, every sunrise, every relationship, every season of our lives. Nothing stays the same, no matter how tightly we try to hold on. This truth can feel painful at first, but it is also the key to true freedom. The Buddha called it anicca, impermanence. He taught that all things, from the mightiest mountain to the smallest tear, are in constant motion. Our joy, our sorrow, our success, and even our pain, all rise, change, and fade. We suffer not because life is temporary, but because we refuse to accept that it is. We cling to people, moments, and emotions, wanting them to last forever. But the tighter we hold, the faster they slip through our fingers. When we truly understand impermanence, something beautiful happens. Gratitude is born. We begin to cherish every sunrise, every laugh, every kind word, knowing it will not come again in exactly the same way. We learn to say, thank you, for what was, instead of, why did it end? Modern science echoes this ancient wisdom. Neuroscientists tell us that the human brain is constantly changing, rewiring itself in response to every thought and emotion. Our bodies, too, are in constant renewal. Millions of cells die and millions are born every second. In fact, most of the atoms in your body today were not here 7 years ago. You are literally a new being, a flowing river of change dressed as a person. So if everything changes, if even we are not the same from one moment to the next, why do we fear the flow of time? Why not move with it? Life is not a solid wall to resist, but a current to float with. When you face loss, remember, it is not the end, only transformation. When joy fades, do not chase it, let it go, and it will return in another form. When you lose someone you love, know that their energy, their kindness, their laughter, continues in unseen ways, carried by the same wind that moves the leaves. To live in awareness of impermanence is to live fully, to stop waiting for perfect conditions and start embracing this fragile, fleeting, precious now. So breathe deeply. Let each breath remind you that everything changes, and that's what makes life so beautiful. Like water, soft, flowing, yet unstoppable, the one who understands impermanence no longer fears time, but dances with it. Secret number 2, the power of mindfulness. Be fully here. The Buddha once said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. These words hold the essence of transformation. Our thoughts are not just fleeting clouds, they are seeds that shape our reality, moment by moment. Mindfulness, or sati in Pali, is the art of being fully present. It is not an escape from life's chaos, but an awakening within it. To be mindful is to return to yourself, to the sacred simplicity of each breath, each sensation, each moment that is quietly unfolding. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you breathe, simply breathe. It sounds simple, yet our minds rarely stay still. We replay old memories, dwell on regrets, or chase after what has not yet arrived. We live half in the past and half in the future, and so we miss the only place where life truly happens, the present moment. Science now confirms what the Buddha discovered thousands of years ago: mindfulness rewires the brain. It soothes the amygdala, the part that triggers fear and anxiety, and strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which governs focus, empathy, and emotional balance. When the wandering stops, peace begins. The body heals. The heart opens. The world feels lighter. To practice mindfulness, you need no temple, no ritual, no special posture. You only need a few minutes of stillness. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your breath. Listen to the sound of the wind, the rhythm of your heartbeat, the silence between each thought. Don't try to fix or change anything. Let the world be as it is, and allow yourself to simply be. Each mindful breath is a bridge, connecting you back to the truth that life is happening now, not someday in the future. True happiness doesn't come from what we achieve, but from how deeply we can be present with what already is. When we stop running, stop resisting, and finally open our hearts to this moment, we realize something profound: peace was never missing. It has always been right here, quietly waiting for us to notice it again. Secret number 3, compassion, love without expectation. Compassion is not pity, it is the ability to feel another's pain as if it were your own. It is the quiet understanding that all beings share the same longing, to be seen, to be safe, to be loved. The Buddha said, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This teaching is not just poetry, it is a law of life. Anger cannot heal anger. Only love has the power to dissolve what fear and resentment create. When we open our hearts to others, something extraordinary happens: we begin to heal ourselves. The walls we built to protect our pain start to soften. The loneliness we carry begins to fade. In giving, we discover that love was never something to possess, it was something to share. Modern neuroscience now confirms what the Buddha taught thousands of years ago. When we act with kindness, when we forgive, comfort, or help without expecting anything in return, our brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It slows the heart rate, eases stress, and strengthens our immune system. Science calls it a chemical reaction. Buddhism calls it the opening of the heart. Compassion is not weakness, it is strength in its purest form. It takes courage to love when the world seems cold. It takes wisdom to understand that those who hurt us are often suffering themselves. And it takes patience to choose forgiveness over revenge, understanding over judgment. Try this simple practice. Close your eyes. Take a gentle breath. Inhale love, exhale kindness. Silently repeat. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Then extend that wish outward. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. This ancient prayer, known as metta or loving-kindness meditation, is a gentle reminder that compassion is boundless, it transcends self and other. Each thought of goodwill is like a ripple that travels far beyond what the eye can see. In a world that often values power over peace, compassion is the quiet revolution. It asks nothing, yet gives everything. And the more we give, the more we realize, love without expectation never empties us, it expands us. It connects us to something infinite, something sacred, something profoundly human. Secret number 4, letting go, the art of surrender. The more we hold on, the heavier life becomes. We cling to people, to things, to moments, even to pain, as if holding tighter could make them stay. But life was never meant to be grasped. It was meant to be lived, experienced, and then released. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you give up or walk away in defeat. It means you stop trying to control what was never yours to control. It means you trust the flow of life, even when it takes you somewhere unexpected. The Buddha taught that all suffering begins with attachment, our tendency to hold on to what is already changing. We cling to youth, to love, to status, to opinions. And when they shift, as all things must, we feel the ache of loss. But that ache is not punishment, it's a message: loosen your grip. Nothing lasts forever. When you let go of anger, you make room for peace. When you let go of expectations, you make room for gratitude. When you let go of fear, you make room for freedom. In the Buddhist path, letting go is not about losing, it is about liberation. It is the art of surrendering to the natural rhythm of existence. Like a river that flows without resistance, your spirit becomes light and unburdened when you stop forcing life to fit your plans. Even modern science whispers the same truth. Physics tells us that energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. The grief you release becomes compassion. The anger you dissolve becomes wisdom. Every heavy emotion, when let go, transforms into light. There is a simple practice you can try right now. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply and say to yourself, I release. Exhale slowly and whisper, I forgive. Let the words echo softly in your heart. As you breathe, imagine your worries dissolving into the air, each exhale carrying away the weight you no longer need to bear. Forgiveness, too, is an act of letting go, not for the other person, but for yourself. It is the freeing of your heart from old stories and old wounds. When you forgive, you open the door to peace. And slowly, you'll notice something changing. Your body feels lighter. Your breath deepens. The world seems wider, softer, more alive. Because in truth, letting go is not the end of something, it is the beginning of everything. When you finally release what no longer serves you, the universe rushes in to fill the empty space with new light, new peace, new love. And in that stillness, you will feel it. You have become like the wind itself, free, gentle, and infinite. Secret number 5, the middle way, balance in all things. Life is not black or white. It is not a race between success and failure, nor a war between desire and denial. Life, at its heart, is a path of balance. More than 2,500 years ago, after years of searching for truth through extreme practices, first in comfort, then in hardship, the Buddha discovered that neither indulgence nor self-denial could lead to peace. Enlightenment, he realized, came through the middle way, a life lived in harmony, where the mind walks steadily between the two edges of excess and lack. Balance between work and rest. Between giving and keeping. Between logic and faith. Between ambition and acceptance. When we live too far in any extreme, we begin to suffer. If we chase wealth endlessly, we lose our peace. If we reject the world completely, we lose our connection to life. Balance does not mean standing still, it means flowing gracefully between opposites, like a bird gliding between currents of wind. Our modern world glorifies extremes, the hustle, the constant striving for perfection, the illusion that more is always better. We measure worth by how busy we are, how fast we move, how much we achieve. But this endless reaching leaves the soul exhausted. The truth is much simpler. Peace lives in the middle. Balance begins with awareness. Notice the rhythm of your days. How often do you push too hard or hold back too much? How often do you eat without tasting, speak without listening, or work without rest? The middle way invites you to pause and return to the center, the quiet space between effort and ease. Imagine a pendulum swinging from one side to another. Each thought, each emotion, each desire pulls you in a direction: anger, pride, fear, craving. But when the pendulum comes to rest at the center, everything becomes still. The mind clears. The heart opens. That is the moment you meet the present, calm, unshaken, whole. Balance is not perfection. It is the art of returning, again and again, to the middle, no matter how many times you drift away. Even in science, the universe itself dances in balance: light and darkness, energy and matter, expansion and gravity. Without equilibrium, creation would collapse. So too in your life, harmony arises not from doing more, but from being aligned. When your mind stops swinging between what was and what should be, between the regret of yesterday and the anxiety of tomorrow, you find yourself standing in the quiet center of now, where nothing is missing, and nothing is too much. In that still center, you will discover what the Buddha found beneath the Bodhi tree: not an escape from life, but the peace that exists within it. That is the middle way, the balance that allows the heart to breathe, the mind to see clearly, and the soul to fina. He garden within. Conclusion. These 5 Buddhist secrets are not rules to follow, they are seeds to plant in the garden of your own heart. When nurtured with mindfulness and kindness, they blossom into peace, gratitude, and joy. Impermanence teaches you to cherish every precious moment. Mindfulness teaches you to awaken to the beauty of the present. Compassion teaches you to love without condition. Letting go teaches you to release pain and find freedom. The middle way teaches you to live in harmony with yourself and the world. The Buddha never promised a life free from challenges. He offered something far greater: a clear mind and a peaceful heart. When we live by these timeless truths, happiness no longer depends on what we have, but on how deeply we can see, breathe, and love. Each act of kindness, each mindful breath, each moment of balance becomes a flower blooming within. So, tend your inner garden with patience and peace. Water it daily with awareness and compassion. And remember, the true temple is not made of stone, but of silence, gratitude, and love. Thank you for watching Life Lessons. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be free. So too in your life, harmony arises not from doing more, but from being aligned. When your mind stops swinging between what was and what should be, between the regret of yesterday and the anxiety of tomorrow, you find yourself standing in the quiet center of now, where nothing is missing, and nothing is too much. In that still center, you will discover what the Buddha found beneath the Bodhi tree: not an escape from life, but the peace that exists within it. That is the middle way, the balance that allows the heart to breathe, the mind to see clearly, and the soul to fina.